Okay, can you shut up and talk about draft?
Okay, fair enough. Okay, other Equilibrium is going to be swapped over onto the A side, and then what's the final roster for the side of Fairy Tail? So they do have Waldemar, Dazak and Nero, then the owners, Chrysior, and Galactix. Galactix then is a player that I have never seen, so that's going to be very interesting to see how he's going to be working out next to Chrysior, Waldemar, Dazak, and Neria. They do ban Reza first ban. That means Anchor, Yates, Chermoka, Arden, Kinetics still open and available throughout this game. Probably going to be the heroes that we're going to be seeing banned away, and also Lorelei, which was a little bit forgotten about last draft and just came out really strong once again.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, just fun fact for all of you guys, Kreiser is also the coach for Fairy Tail as well. So let's see if he can put his coaching talents to forefront in this game, along with Waldemar, Zach, Neria, and Galactix. We do see that Anka has been banned on the side of Equilibrium, followed by Arden. Choosing to go for the Arden ban as opposed to something like Grumpjaw or even Lorelei. So I think that's pretty good to take away the Arden. Arden has been pretty effective in these games so far. He's one of the strongest, most mobile, most versatile heroes in the game right now. Taken away, but Equilibrium have gone for Charmwalker.
You're going to be going for Charmwalker first pick. You know which hero Charmwalker has a really hard time dealing with? Her name is Lorelei, and she's probably going to be picked. Yes, she's going to be picked here. So going to have a hard time like gaining range to put down those hook and change. Then going to be yeeting them over. Okay, I'm going to stop with those yeet jokes. And yeah, it's definitely going to be having a hard time. So right now, Fairy Tail, no one will have to pull off in draft phase right now. And I think they could even try and add, as we were talking about earlier, like with the CC chain, Lance would make a lot of sense. They can also go with the Flicker. It's all going to be depending on what they want to go for. What do you think they will pick up next? If they do pick up, okay. They do not pick up. What do you think they would have picked up?
They pick up a dodge. That's what they've done. But
a dodge.
Something like yeah, I know that's an interesting pick. Maybe something like a Grumpjaw, or a Tony. We haven't seen Tony at all so far in this King of Hill event. That's why I say Grumpjaw, because we've seen him played and be quite effective in this game. And I think he can work generally a little bit well with Lorelei, but you've got to make sure that the rest of the comp really suits the likes of the Lorelei and Grumpjaw. But I think as it started to begin with, either Grumpjaw or Catherine, because Catherine has CC that can work with Lorelei quite well, but time will tell. What do you think yourself? They're gone for Tony, baby.
Yes. If anyone does a joke about CP Tony, I will personally ban you from the chat.
Can we get hashtag CP Tony?
No, don't start. No, do not start a hashtag.
I'm starting. I'm gonna start. I don't care.
Okay, so they do go for the lance on the side of Equilibrium. Going to be comboing that up with the Chermoka. So once again, like CC chaining and just CC in general, one of the very focused like things you want in your comp on Bangalore 585 in this patch. I do go for the Catherine next. So really, right now, a really good front line, but it's going to have, like, also heroes are going to have a really hard time dealing with the peeling potential from that Lorelei and the CC she's going to be bringing up to the table. So right now, when you're in this kind of situation, you want heroes that have good peeling potential or that can have a lot of mobilities like Vox or, in this case, Sky, which is the decision Fairy Tail will be going for. And right now, Fairy Tail, I really enjoy what they're doing with their draft. They have to deal with a good front line. There's a lot of skill shot-based abilities. So Sky is definitely a hero that just fits in perfectly in that spot.
I think instead of hovering over Grumpjaw, in my opinion, they should actually go for Vox. No, they go for Gwen, which is interesting. Can make sense because Gwen has CC, has a skedaddle, which is able to get away from something like the Merciless Pursuit, the Impale, or even the Charmwalker hook and chain. So I think that's nice coming out, but without I think definitely when you go for Sky, something like a Vox probably would be a little bit better with the AoE damage. However, Baron has been picked up by Equilibrium, which is definitely protect the Baron comp and is most likely going to be played in the bottom lane situation because they seem to be hovering over either Maline or Varia right now. Between the two, Maxman, Maline, good choice.
Yeah, do go for the Maline right there. So when you have heroes with a lot of mobility and like this, then Sky, Maline's gonna have a really like good time just like bursting her down if she does go for the Aftershock proc. I don't think Aftershock proc would be the best itemization to go for on this Maline. I would recommend personally the fully burst pledge damage build that will go for exactly the Shatterglass build. I think that would make a lot more sense here. but they're also dealing with a really good front line. So if they're having a hard time dealing with that front line and they can't get access to the Gwen or the Sky Aftershock build, I would definitely get behind that. But once again, we're going to have a second dodge. So we're going to have to try and get throughout this game once again. But like, with this 2 draft now over, Imperium, like, which team would you favor winning this game? Thank you very much, Imperium, for your information.
No, you lagged. Your VC lagged for me.
Oh, my VC. Okay, I thought I was talking and then nobody answered. I was like, okay.
No, I couldn't hear half of what you were saying, to be honest, dude. Sorry.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so basically, with this draft now over, like, which team do you think is going to be taking the lead here?
Man, I've seen Equilibrium play, but I've also seen them falter in times when they kind of shouldn't be, and I've seen them kind of throw a couple of team fights. Overall, as a comp, I actually think they have a better comp and a more rounded comp, simply because it's protect the Baron and they have a lot of CC with the Malign. Malign won't be hugely effective from a damage point of view, even though we both agree that she should go for the Shatter Glass rather than Aftershock. But even though Fire Tail's comp works, I question how well it's going to come together when you have a Sky, Gwen, Grumpjaw, Lorelei, Tony. It just doesn't seem right to me right now as an overall comp, but that's just my general opinion. I haven't seen Fire Tail play, especially with these players together. I know they're good. I know they have a lot of experience. They have a lot of shot calling team-wide potential. It's just going to be interesting how it's played out on the Rise, Maxman.
Because I'm extremely original, I'm going to do a repeat of what I did in last game. They have the Grumpjaw on their side, but they're dealing with the Lance and a Churmwalker. So you want to see this Grumpjaw going for the jungle invades early on, like the first 2 jungle invades. You want them to go, shove them down, put their enemy jungler, and also the enemies that are rotating into the jungle. You want to put them behind as much as possible, get the gold lead, get the items, look for more fights, and just snowball the game. If you don't do that, we might see a repeat of what we happened last game with the side of front 2-4-2. So right now, they have the ball in there on their camp for the side of Fairy Tail, but now can they play it to their win condition and just snowball the game? That's what we're going to have to see throughout the next few minutes.
Definitely, and I think, based on what you said, definitely Grumpjaw, Chrysler, along with the rest of the team, I think they need to really push to the mid lane, put a lot of pressure on the mid lane and actually force them to actually then go up to the top lane and put pressure, or down to the bottom lane, should I say, on the side of Equilibrium, and put pressure on the Baron. You create that snowball effect, but we are seeing early engagements so far, a bit more aggressive gameplay coming out from both teams in the first minute or so, Maximum.
Yeah, but unfortunately, a little bit of a mistake, I would say, from Fairy Tail, as you are dealing with a Malign, which is like level 1 and level 2, one of the best early game mages in the game, so you might not want to get into her root range so early on. So that's unfortunately walled him up in his flask in less than a minute. But right now we're going to be seeing an aggressive rotation coming out from Equilibrium as they're going as a 5-man team against 3. Nice Impale coming out onto the side of Fairy Tail. It's going to be the CP buff secured and going over to the side of Equilibrium as Dazak is going to be going down. First blood going over to the side of Equilibrium in a bang.
Not just Equilibrium, but the Baron. When you're weapon power Baron playing for late game, that's an excellent start. So really good coming out from Equilibrium. What's really important was that they rotated as a 5-man team, so they know that they have to protect themselves as a team as much as possible. Stay together, stop Fire Tail from catching them out in any which way they can. And you start as you mean to go on, Maxman, and this is what Equilibrium are starting to do as he pulls in the Zach, and the Zach is under pressure but gets shut down by Malign in the mid lane. It's not a good start for Fire Tail.
What did I say about Malign, Imperium? Huh? Okay.
Did you not hear what I said?
No.
Oh, what?
I think you're ignoring me, Imperium. I'm getting denied by you. My feelings are hurt, really.
No.
I don't know if it's you or me, guys. Can you hear me? And he's like, Imperium, the bugging, or was it me? Can you guys tell us?
I don't know who it is.
I don't know. Oh, whatever. Like as I said earlier, then Imperium, Malign, you don't want to fight with her this early on in the game, at least if you don't have the comp and the numbers to take her down. And unfortunately, that's a mistake that happened once again by Dazak, as he's given already 2 kills over to the enemy comp of the side of Equilibrium. So right now, they just must know their power spike, and right now they're just not resonating smartly, I would say, at this point.
No, they're not. They're not rotating smartly. Maybe they just don't have the kind of team synergy that Equilibrium have. Equilibrium have 3 games under their belt, Maxman. Let's not forget that. And when you have that under your belt, where you kind of have the confidence, you've won all of them. Yes, you've made mistakes, but you're riding that wave and you're riding the confidence. Yes, you're going against a team that you might not have played against before, but the main thing you got to focus on is your comp strengths. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, and now it's going to be 4-man into the mid lane. Taunt does connect onto Polito, but he's going to be diving under toe, so that's not a really good position for the Tony. Creon going failure. Nice pull coming out there. A lot of damage. That's going to be patched up by some flex tape on their side, called also the healing potion there. He's going to be using it up, but that's going to be almost taking him down. That's a really nice move as a 2v4. And Polito and Rikan just doing so much work right now. We're going to be seeing a jungle invade coming out from one trick carry into the Crystal Treant jungle on the side of Fairy Tail. Can I steal it away? That's going to be Impel coming out. They will be secured over by Waldemar. And they're going to be trying to close that gap. Baron, dude, he's going to try and close it, but that's going to be the boots coming out from this Sky. And Chris Yard just completely out of position. He does have his gap closing abilities, but he's going to get impaled. Get the ward followed up, and that will be the end of Chris Yard's tail.
Oh man, feels bad, man. I did like the aggression that came out from Fairy Tail in that mid lane. Got to give him respect for that. They engaged hard as a team. There was a nice rotation that came out from both Nerea and Galactics from the top lane. So that shows potential, but you got to make sure that you do it, in my opinion, as a 5-man team. Chrysler wasn't there. If Chrysler had been there, they would have secured that team fight win. So come on, stick together, guys. Fairy Tail, you know what you need to do. You don't want to let the Baron get the late game. Therefore, you got to take these team fight wins and you got to take them hard, because you're not giving yourselves an upper hand right now. Looking at it, you know, Equilibrium, they're 4 kills ahead. They're 3k gold ahead when they have overall a late game comp. It's all in their hands.
Yeah. But like, it's very smart. Like, I'm going to talk real quick about the draft again, even though we did go over it. They have the Meline Baron. Meline secures your early game, and that's what they've been doing. Yes. They won most of the fights because of that Meline. Then they got the late game where Meline is still pretty good, like in 1v1, 1v2 situations. But then they got the Baron to secure that late game potential. So basically, they got comp just well rounded up. They can win you early, mid game, and late game. So that's why their draft is so good for the time being. But after they do have heroes who can pretty damn hard carry on their side. But they do have also this Lorelei that can solo-handedly turn around team fights and give opportunities for your carries. But right now, that's going to be a little bit of an overextend from Polito, and Rikan. Taunt does come out, though. That's going to be Rikan out position. Impel does connect onto the Tony, followed by the Gifting Wall. That's going to be the Iron Cannon raining down. Going to be applying no damage on anyone. The pool a little bit too late as Gwen does rotate around. Getting a lot of damage with that Skedaddle. Going to be trying to avoid the CC, but no, not going to be even impaled up by the Arden. The Lance. That's going to Rikan out of position. Once again, will he survive? He will barely survive as the dude rotates around, getting 1 kill. Maybe going to go for more, but that's going to be Impel coming out. And still now Gwen just going to be picking up the kills. Picks up 1, picks up 2. And that's going to be a really nice turnaround for the side of Fairy Tail, as Polito is going to be chased down by this Grumshaw. He will be going down into the shadow, trying to avoid the damage output. Turn it around onto Galactics, but unfortunately doesn't have the damage output. And that's going to be 2 Aftershocks purchased for Lance and Meline for the side of Equilibrium. So that's going to be a huge power spike throughout this mid-game.
Exhibit A of what Fairy Tail need to do. Rotate as a 5-man team, guys. I said it already. I'm going to say it again just because it's so obvious on that last team fight engagement. Chrysler went up to mid lane. Gwen and Tony went down to mid lane. You could say that Chrysler went a little bit too late, although we are seeing a team fight engagement up in top lane, Maxwell.
Yeah, 1v2, Seraph a little bit too overconfident there, so he was trying to pick up the 1v1. Tony rotated around, nice rotation for the start of Fairy Tail, as now they're going to be trying to rotate. Out rotation, that's going to be Blast Tremor coming down, almost taking down the Gwen, but she will barely survive though, and unfortunately that's going to be the double boots coming out for Fairy Tail for the Gwen and the Tony, so they will survive that for the time being. And in the bot lane, dude, once again getting pushed back by Krizior. Sky is also there, but unfortunately not able to make anything work out for the time being. But like, real quick, I want to talk about something. Is like, we have Waldemar on this CP Sky. What do you think of CP Sky throughout this meta?
Has its strengths, but it's definitely a lot more selective in terms of the comp that you want to go around with. But like, I can talk about it later because we have a teamfight engagement match.
Oh yes! Oh, feels good, man. Waldemar dropping down in the blink of an hour. Impel coming out onto the Lorelei. She will be going down also. And Krizior able to make his way out of that team fight. But unfortunately, that's going to be a 2-4-0 trade going over to side of Equilibrium, as it will change their focus over to this brand new spawn ghosting in the last minute. So yeah, so far they are getting that ghosting. They're going to be able to push these objectives. They're already winning the top lane team fight. Look at that. It's just Seraph pushing the lane instead of Galactus pushing that lane. So they're just winning all around so far.
Yeah, so kind of talking about CP Sky, she's very situational in the 3.7 meta. She can be very strong, and with that forward barrage, has a lot of damage. But when you have CC where She requires a very front line.
Blast Tremor. Or can you do the 1v2? Forget the 1v2, please. Oh no, Flask comes out from Galactics. I'm disappointed, but that will be the kill going over to side of Fairy Tail, picked up by Neria on that Tony, and now they're going to be pushing that lane. Finally, they're going to be trying to win that top lane. We have a 3-man probably pushing the mid lane. I don't know. They're going to be rotating over to the top lane. Neria going to be found out by One Trick Carry, as he does have his Aftershock, so it's a pretty good carry potential. Like, just Aftershock Lance for me is a really viable item. I do play a lot in my ranked games, and you can just 1v1 carries if you want to, even.
Yeah, exactly. Plus with the cooldown, you're able to get in wall, you're able to just kind of roll around and impale and just be a lot more mobile as a Lance, as Iron Cannon comes out but doesn't connect with anybody, Maxman. However, the dude is pushing bot lane quite nicely and gets that turret.
Yeah, he does pick up the turret at the end of the day. The dude going to be 1v1 in Crizio. Crizio, unfortunately, not able to close the gap as he does jump away with his jump jet. As Galactus joins the fray, going to try and pick up the kill on Prolito, but now he's just going to get peeled back. There's a lot of damage going to be split down onto Rikyan. That's going to be turned around as the Marine just picks up in a blink of an eye this Gwen. Waldemar going to try and make his way around. He does have the Frostburn, so can slow down the harassing teammates on the side of Equilibrium. CP buff will be secured and going over to the dude, the Baron. Not really who you want it on. You want it on Prolito, but they were just securing it in case they could have a steal potential from the Fairy Tail team. And now with Jav, look at that push in top lane. Like, top lane just destroying everything. It's insane.
It's really good by Equilibrium to kind of do that. They're able to really secure these team fights, even in a 4v3 situation based on how they're going. Full credit to Ryan on this turn worker. He is pulling out a lot of strong plays right now, hooking up several heroes and kind of really being a menace in this game for Fairy Tail. No. Okay, anyway. So we're seeing a bit of a team fight engagement, Maxon.
Yeah, Waldemar just completely split out of his team, unfortunately, out position. Badaboom, Badaboom just connected. He's going to get Prolito. The opportunity to take it out. Thank you, Tony. Just given a kill to Malene. Prolito, will he be able to survive that? Nero just taking a huge hit to the face. Crizio trying to close the gap, but unfortunately, way too deep right now. Going to try and get that. Nice one coming out there onto Seraph. Will he go down? He will go down at the end of the day. And now with the 1v3 coming out for them, Malene, she does pick up one. He does have the flash too. And Prolito just doing a huge amount of work as we see the dude just going to be jumping in and allowing to get the ace for the side of Equilibrium. That was a huge team fight. Unfortunately, I would even say mistakes coming out from the side of Fairy Tail. You had the Sky was out of position and the Badaboom that wasn't really thought through and just gave the opportunity for the Malene to take down this Sky. So I want to see a little bit more like synergy coming out from the side of Fairy Tail, because they're just not playing together as a team right now.
They're kind of not, and they seem to be. They engage maybe 2, 1 kind of thing. So it's kind of like two of them engage. They get kind of shut down, not die, but they get kind of shut down from the team fight engagement. Then 2 more go in, and they kind of get lower damage, and it's just a bit of a mess coming out as we do see Sky. Waldemar is just taken out by a 5-man Equilibrium team who have not only early, mid, but now late game, as we are 11 minutes into this game with Blacklaw is up and it's about to get started. No, sorry, Ghostwing, I believe, is about to get captured by Equilibrium.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be Dazak out of position, going to be yanked back by this Shelmorka, and now you can see this Lance trying to get the Impale Githim. Well, doesn't it hit, unfortunately, for 1-trick carry? But as you did say, Ghost Wing, or you could say Ghost Claw, like good old Excalibur calls it, going to be secured up normally by their side. I don't think they can steal it for the side of Fairy Tail. I'm not too sure. Would be very complicated, but Sky going to try and come around the corner. Rikyan, he's just zoning him out. He's just waiting, taking his time. But like, CP Sky is a hero that's really hard to play and pull off in Vengloy 5v5. And if you fall behind, his hero is really hard to make a comeback with. So as you can see right now, he's just getting 1v1 by this Lance. Does have the pulsive proc, and he does pop the flash, but he's just going to get deleted by the dude there with his crit Baron, and it's just I just can't see, unfortunately, Waldemar making a comeback in this game.
Also, I don't agree with the Frostburn first item that came out from Sky. I get the logic; it slows down the kind of the Impale, the Catherine Mercy's Pursuit, but when you have an early game Malene, you just want core damage, and something like Shatterglass or even Spellfire, I think just would have done a lot more work. But when Equilibrium are playing so strong as a 5-man team, yeah, says it all.
Yeah, just way more synergy on the side of Equilibrium. That's going to be aces. You take the hit, Chelmorka. Crucible going to be coming out there, able to avoid the taunt coming out from the Tony. And now it's going to be the 2v3 situation. Prolito doing a lot of work there, where he can just just gonna be left on his own. I loved how Prolito just dodged Yace's high and like let Cherwalker take the hit instead. That was really nice. Like, please, man, save me. He said, no, I don't want to, but save me anyways. That's gonna be Black Claw secured by Equilibrium. They already took down the first try in the mid lane, so are they gonna be able to crack open the base of Fairy Tail? That's what we're gonna have to see in the next few seconds.
Well, they have a good minion wave push on the top lane where we do see Waldemar is taken care of. They actually have a nice push on the bottom lane as well. I wouldn't say it's going to capture third anytime soon, but allows him to now push as a 3 or 4 man team in the mid lane with the Black Claw.
Unfortunately, no Crucible coming out there. Oh, that's going to be a lot of burst. That's a lot of damage coming out from this Baron. That's going to be also going to be rooted up to his Doom. Will be dropping right away. Waldemar trying to make his way out of that fight. He does have the Frostburn. Going to be able to give him a little bit more room. He will be able to escape barely right there. And now that's going to be the dude just overstepping his welcome. Bada beam, bada boom. The dude way out of position, taking a turret shot. And look at that. The Vein Crystal is carrying for the side of Fairy Tail right now. Torn does come out, doesn't connect on anyone. Unfortunately, Waldemar just not able to reposition. Dude's the Surge Strike, but Prolito just going to basic attack him to death. Prolito pops the flask in case the Vein Crystal focuses him down again. A side does connect.
Oh my god.
What is that damage? That's insane. They just can't do anything. And this might be GG. They're just unfortunately will be taking down the armory, and this trespass does go down, getting the stun down onto Duzak, followed up. Where's the blast tremor? I'm not seeing any crucibles coming out for the side of Fairy Tail, and Nero going to try and get a kill at least before the end to look cool onto Prolito. Unfortunately, not going to make it work out. Torn does connect. Seraph dropping quite low, so does Prolito. Prolito going to be dropping down in the darkness, but he's just going to try and jabate him, but that will not work out as Krizior does jabate right back at him, and now they're going to try and push him back. We do have Waldemar coming back. They can make a little bit of work there, just avoiding with that death from above, Cherwalker from running away, and this will not be GG. I am unfortunately cursed by the caster curse, and that doesn't work out.
Well, it was definitely, I don't think they were going to capture that in any way. They weren't going to end the game from that Black Claw push. I really didn't think so. They gave it a good effort. They gave it a good shot. I think once they took down the armory, they actually should have focused on the bottom lane. They could have taken down that final bottom lane turret, but either way, they didn't. The minion waves were doing a little bit of work, but either way, Equilibrium, they're doing enough for the overall getting the better of the team fights. It would take one of the biggest throws we've seen in EU and worldwide so far for Equilibrium to lose this game, in my opinion. We are 15.5 minutes into this game. When you look at the builds, you got Shatterglass, Aftershock, Broken Myth, with an infusion coming out from Prolito. Only a light armor as a side does connect as an indication. Come down, dude, getting
oh, nice fountain coming out. Impale does follow up there. Crucible a little bit too late. Bada beam going to be able to reposition one tricky out of that fight, but that's going to be Grumshaw. Way too deep there as it does go down. That's a 1-for-1 trade, actually. This might be a nice fight coming out from Fairy Tail, but as I say that, unfortunately, that's going to be the Tony dropping down right away for the 3 situation. Waldemar going to try and make his way out of that fight, going to try and avoid any forward barrage. This one will come down, but that will be the end as Baron just shuts him down completely with that crit damage. Galactics, I don't think you would want to fight that. You're kind of out of position. Merciless Pursuit going to try and come down. The Doom going to try and focus him down. Can't close the gap quite yet. Will survive, so does Dazak, but the Vanquish, the armory is still down. So will this be a GG? They are pretty low. I do not think they want to try and fight them in their own turf, so that will be the side of Equilibrium going back to their own base. It's still a really nice fight coming over to Equilibrium.
Yeah, it was. It started well for Fairy Tail to kind of call it to do, but without shutting the Baron down, you give him a chance to get back into this game, and that's what happened. Equilibrium got back into the impales that are coming out from One Trick Carry is beautiful. They're clutch, doing a lot of work with the Aftershock burst impale damage. It's really hassling the Gwen. You know, Galactus is doing what he can to try and get into the team fight to shut down the likes of the dude on the Baron, as well as Polito on the lead. But Fairy Tail, it's like we mentioned, they're not really sticking together as a full 5-man team in the team fight.
What are you doing, One Trick Carry? Baron's not there. You can't win the fight. What are you doing? We talked about throws. Is this one right now? One Trick Carry going to be chased down a little bit. Does pop the flask in response. Will he go down anyways? I do think so. He does have the lockdown from the sky. Gets slowed down by the Frostburn. Lose. Oh no, they're not going to get it. Oh, that was such a good opportunity for Fairy Tail, but unfortunately not able to seize it in time. And that will be, unfortunately, no kills going over any side right now. But Baron going to be just 1v1 going to Ghost Ring. And as you said earlier, you don't like that. I think it's an okay mechanic if you have a hard carry. He just has to take it down really fast and doesn't have the focus of Fairy Tail on him when he is doing it. But right now, they're going to change all the focus. Equilibrium going for this Ghost Wing. and they will be taken down quite easily. As you see a start of a fight, they're going to be coming out. Equilibrium quite low. Baron on the back foot. Can he get out his damage? He's stacking up on the breaking point. Stuff does come out from Chris Yorby. He gets shut down right away by this Baron. Ace side does go down also on Rikian. Gets slowed down by the forward barrage with the Frostburn coming out from this Sky. Catherine is not in the fight, so right now they like the side of Equilibrium really want to fight 4v5. Oh, whoa, the dude, what is that damage? Making a lot of work to stack up on his breaking point, does get taunted out by the Tony Nero, gonna try and taunt up. He does unfortunately lose the Sky right there, and the dude just one man army doing his thing, and he's able to take down a few members on the side of Fairy Tail. Will this finally be the GG? I'm not too sure, but Nero backing up way too early. What are you doing? Able to battle beam away just in time, but now they are completely on the back foot. They are there with their back to the wall, and I cannot see how Fairy Tail can come back this, but we're gonna have to see. They've got the Atlas coming down, doesn't connect. He's gonna get Atlas up in time as one should carry, gonna be TPing back and get stunned instantly. Double stun, CC chain. This is gonna work out, but they're not fixing the Baron. Fixing right now. He's stacking up on his breaking point, please, but no, this will not happen. This will not work out. Storming Husk gonna be popped up onto Chris Yorn. Nice side does connect, and Gwen making it work. Good job, Galactus, turning this game around. That's gonna be a nice comeback, probably for the side of Fairy Tail.
Yeah, but Perlito is soloing the Black Claw. I mentioned it when I was casting with Deca. I really don't like that a hero can solo Black Claw in the current meta. It's something that shouldn't be happening. We saw it a couple of times way back in the 3v3 days. Maybe one or two heroes, but I think it can happen too often where one hero can solo Black Claw. I don't think it's the right thing to be able to do. However, when you're able to do it, take full advantage of it, and that's what Perlito has done. However, they're not going to really be able to take advantage of it by taking down the Vein Crystal. But either way, I suppose it stops Fairy Tail from taking it should they win a team fight. So either way, it's a win-win situation for Equilibrium. I feel like they're just playing with Fairy Tail right now at this stage of the game, which, come on, don't do that. Just close out the game as soon as you can, because Fairy Tail, they have good players. They have a good comp. You give them a chance to get back into it, they will.
Oh, they could easily try and come back this game. As I said, they do have this guy that's kind of behind. She's 175 and pretty damn behind in terms of build. She's only got 2 offensive items, so it will be hardcore. I want to see him go for Spellfire. Would make a lot of sense here, like getting that bulk damage on your forward barrage makes a lot of sense. But right now, it seems like Equilibrium want to try and pick up a fair fight in the mid lane, but this Catherine seems to be AFK, which is very unfortunate for the side of Equilibrium. But unfortunately, in these kind of tournaments, you are responsible for your own connection. I see Chryzio, he wants to try, he popped the boost there, he's going to try and look and find that aggression, but not able to find it quite yet. Stab does come out, does get connected on the Malign. I'm going to be able to get that right into the Iron Cannon, connect. Nice amount of damage there, and Malign completely thrown into the jaws of the side of Fairy Tail. Nero taking a lot of damage there. The dude just stacked up, but he does get the Alice pulled him down from Chryzio. And this is a really sexy comeback coming out from the set of Fairy Tail. One should carry, and Rikian just not willing to engage or fight that whatsoever, as the Ghost Ring did barely respawn a few seconds ago. That's going to be the next focus for the side of Fairy Tail. But they are going to be probably winning out this game 4v5, and that is very unfortunate, as Equinox Equilibrium will pull in off such a nice game so far.
It's not over until it's over, though, Maxon.
I know. I say it's an opportunity.
There's an opportunity indeed, and yes, they are in a 5v4 situation, but you got to give credit to Fairy Tail for the focus by shutting down one hero at a time. It's what they should have been doing in a lot of these 5v5 team fights. Go for one hero, which is one of the 2 hard carries. They weren't really able to get to the Baron, so they got to the Malign. They shut down the Malign, swallowed, went in there, took her out, and then they were able to follow up with the rest of the team fight. So good job that's coming out from Fairy Tail. Talk about the builds a little bit. We do see Neria has got the Sunburn Husk, has got Spellfire, Serpent's Mask, but I actually don't agree with the breaking point. I think Neria should have gotten Atlas before another damage item, a 3rd damage item, whether it's breaking point or otherwise. However, she's now starting to build a little bit of weapon power defense on the Tony, which definitely should sustain her a lot more in these team fights, as we're getting into, as it's being pointed out, essentially 5v4 situation in these team fights. Equilibrium, but it's like I said, when you have the chance to close out the game, close it out.
Unfortunately, Equilibrium, once again, they're going to be picking a fight when they're not full team. They can't be full team, and they don't even have the Baron, which is their main carry in this game. And this is unfortunately Equilibrium throwing kind of the game here, game of throws on Vainglory in Europe, and that will be a double kill going over to this Gwen Lance, able to make it out of that fight. The dude and one trick carry going to be two-man standing right there. Top lane turret might be going down there to a little bit of a split push from the minions, and that's going to be Fairy Tail changing their focus over to this Black Claw. And damn it, like it's pretty sad to see that happening after they pull off such a nice game with that Catherine.
Yeah, but it's like I said, don't play with the enemy team. If you have a chance to close out the game, close out the game.
They could have
That's what
closed
can
multiple
happen.
times. Yeah.
They could have closed it multiple times. You know, you don't mess around. Firetail, they got given a chance. They're running with it. They are running with it like nobody's business. They've won the last couple of team fights, and they're secure Black Claw. They're in their element in a 5v4 situation. I'm sure they don't necessarily want to win a 5v4 game because, you know, you always like to win a 5v5 because that's the definition of the game. But opportunity arises, you're going to take
grab the Baron.
of it.
Ooh, that's going to be a very nice stuff coming out there from this Gromjol. Going to be trying to put off away this Lance. He's completely out of position. Gifting Wall does connect, does use this combat roll to try and reposition. Crucible going to be coming out, avoiding the Impale from one trick carry. And now you have this Gromjol just re-engaging once again, but unfortunately overstepping his welcome. And he's going to be deleted in a blink of an eye. 45 so far, going really good over for the side of Equilibrium. That's going to be a very nice stun coming out. But Nara will be dropping down. Double kill for the Baron. And even if it's 45, a Baron can turn around games and make insane plays. You're going to be changing his focus over to Waldemar. Does proc the aftershock, the Slumbering Husk right there. And the dude, unfortunately, 1v3, not going to be able to make it work out. And he will drop down at the end of the day. Fairy Tail, even though they were a little bit on the back foot, they will be able to win that team fight and push down two turrets in the mid lane.
Oh no! Be careful! Okay, he gets the better of the Meline, Perlito on the Meline. That means they're going to be able to secure the Ghost Wing. They get a really nice, Black Claw push. They have the overall the kind of wave pushes as well between the top and the bottom wave. Man, okay. Looking at Equilibrium, they're one man down. It's a 5v4 situation. Realistically, you need to. If I were the Lance, I'd sell the Aftershock and get more defense. The reason why is because I just don't think the Aftershock is really doing enough in the 5v4 situation when you don't have that Catherine to support. You need to protect the Baron. You need to protect the carry. I get that it's kind of on good cooldown for his abilities, but it's not really tanky enough. You need to get more tank items, something like even an Aegis that will provide a reflex block and allow him to kind of stave away from Waldemar, or even more weapon power defense. Voldemort. Sorry, yeah, Voldemort. But yeah, either way, we are seeing no engagement.
Lorelai, you're out of position. You're 45. Oh no, actually no 55.
No.
Catherine's back. I just realized that. Okay, Waldemar gonna get smacked right into the face. Nice stress ball, gonna get the stun followed up by a double man Impale coming out there. Gifting Wall gonna be following up maybe onto Galactus. We'll be able to close the gap a little bit there. One trick carry still able to just combat roll onto that Gwen, and now that's going to be Tony dropping down out of position completely. Root once again coming out, and that's what I want to talk about. Aftershock makes a lot of sense here on this Lance because you can just get longer get them all stuns, and it makes so much sense. That's why I really think it's better to go for the Aftershock build, and that's going to be once again Equilibrium coming back 5v5 and then running with the game right here.
Yeah, but that was when it was, that's when it's kind of 5v5. You know,
I think the Aftershock for me makes a lot more sense. Like, I do understand you want more defense. He still had a slot to go for like CP defense. But, like when you get Aftershock on Lance, you get cooldown reduction, which is as you said earlier, like a really good thing. But also the longer you get them all stuns, it's so much more important when you want to try and log down heroes that are so mobile like a Skye or a Gwen. I think it makes a lot more sense to keep it up your sleeve, even if it's sacrificing a little bit of damage. And also the Aftershock proc damage you get on them allows you to burst them down a lot more. And when you're with a Baron, that is something that can like make the difference between victory and defeat. And right now, that's what they showed off. 5v5 at the end there, and it's going to be game going over to the side of Equilibrium.
Yeah, they nearly lost it for a bit, but because they gained the early game so much in the first 15 minutes, when they did go a man down, it took Firetail so much to get back into it in terms of itemization, in terms of team fights, that they weren't able to close it down. So either way, that's how well a good early game can put you in terms of the overall game position, Max. Man, Firetail, they didn't win the early game like we should have seen. Grumjaw wasn't really rotating as much to the mid lane or as much even with the rest of his team as much as he should have. Galactics did well, but like I said, as a team, 5v5 team, they were a little bit less synergized. Also, Waldemar's build, don't quite agree with it by Frostburn. Dragon's Eye should add more core damage. Something like a Shatterglass or even a Spellfire to proc the mortal wounds on the forward barrage. But still an overall close and interesting game, Maximum.